Hey folks, here is the video on how to complete this assignment. What you're going to be doing for this assignment is you are going to be creating 3 different color palettes using this great website called Coolers. Okay, so you are going to create 3 different palettes and you have your pick of any of the color wheels that you've learned in this class so far, right? So warm, cool, neutral, monochromatic, and nebulous or complementary. Okay, so you're going to create a palette, you're going to take a screenshot, and then you're going to put it on the template below, and I'm going to show you the template at the end after I show you how to create palettes using this great website called Coolers. Okay, so I'm going to go on over to Coolers, and here's a great thing: you do not have to do any of this. You don't have to sign up, you don't have to sign in. You can play on this website without giving them any of your info or spending any money. Okay, so there's 2 ways to create palettes. One is the Explorer function, and the other one is Make a Palette. We're going to start with exploring, and then I'll show you how to make one as well. But Explorer is kind of fun because the top trending palettes are already there. Okay, so if we go to Explore Trending Palettes, click that button, it's going to take us over to the top trending color palettes. And if you see here, 63,000 people have liked this one, 15 have liked this one, 63,000 have liked this one. And if we start scrolling, there are palettes for days. So as soon as you get to the end, more will load. You will see that we have some 5 color palettes, and then we have some, I think this is 9. For the purpose of this assignment, we're only going to use the 5 color palettes, okay? And if you see when we scroll across them, it's showing us the Pantone number for them all, okay? So you are more than welcome to scroll to your heart's desire, or you can make it a little bit easier on yourself and click the search button, and it'll help you do some things. So warm and monochromatic are here. Dark pastels, rainbow, but warm and monochromatic are very easy. Those are 2 of the color wheels that we've looked at. So if you click on monochromatic, a whole host of monochromatic color palettes will pop up for you. So you see these on the spectrum. And again, I only want a 5 color palette. So please, if you only select a 5 color palette, okay? This one is probably one of my favorites right now because I'm a red person. Now, if you just want to pick one by colors, like what's your favorite color? If you go ahead, you have to move this tag first and click on red, you will get color palettes that have things on the red spectrum in there as well. So keep on scrolling down and you will get all the reds. Okay, so out of the things that popped up here, I'm going to say this one is my favorite red palette. So when you see a palette that you like, go ahead and click on the 3 dots on the palette, and then go ahead and open the palette up. When the palette opens up, you will see that it has all of the Pantone color codes on them. Okay, what I want you to do is I do want you to see what the name of it is, and I want us to. There's some questions that you'll have to answer in this assignment, so I want you to pick the name. So click do this drop down. This is where it says hex on yours, and do the drop down to where it says name, and then all of the names will come here. This is crazy that these 2 are both called Black Bean, but they're 2 different colors. Let's see what happens if we go back to hex. Now, they actually have 2 different numbers, but they have the same name. That is interesting. Okay, all right, so go back to name, and then the next step is you are going to take a snippet of this color palette to use for into your assignment. So for me, I go to the snipping tool. I go to snipping tool on my computer. I'm going to go ahead and click new, and then it's going to allow me to select what I want to select and go ahead and snip it. It's going to save it, and then I'll copy it. I'll copy it on the other side. So we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to go back to where we were on creating the palette. Back over here. All right, so this palette is opened up in a new window. So when I want to go back, I'm just going to go back to the window it's in. And you see I've created a red monochromatic color palette. Okay, so take your pick, create. But you need 3 different palettes. They can't be 3 cool, 3 warm, 3 monochromatic. So take your pick, okay? Now, if you want to start from scratch, you're going to go back to the home page. And you're going to click Start the Generator, and it's going to take you through some fun ways to create palettes. Okay, so go ahead and click Start the Generator, and a color palette will pop up, right? So a color palette will pop up, and this is probably this is an interesting one. So if I want to move through the color palettes, I just hit the space bar, and it's just going to keep creating stuff. It's just going to keep creating stuff for me, keep creating stuff. So I'm just hitting the space bar, and it's allowing me to just have random color palettes pop up, okay? If I haven't find a color palette that I like, but maybe there's one color in there I don't like, so I'm going to, and you see this has both the Pantone number and the name. If there's maybe one color I didn't want one in there, I clicked on the little grid, and it allows me to pick another color. So let's go lighter here. It allows me to pick another color, okay? So again, I have created a palette that I love, and I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snip it, okay? On this one, if you click this button that says Generate Method, it does tell you the other versions, but these are all paid. These are things that are under the paid, the GoPro subscription. So it's only going to auto-generate for you, okay? So don't get frustrated. If you go there and you're like, I want to do monochromatic, you can't do it from this side. You can only do that from the trending side, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snip. I'm going to get a new, and I'm going to go ahead and snip these colors, okay? So I'm going to go here, I'm going to snip these colors. And unfortunately, those ads that are there are just going to be there. There's no way to get around them, okay? I'm going to snip these colors. All right. And the very last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go and open up the template that I provided to you. So I'm going to open the template up. This is the template, and what you will do is you will go ahead and paste in that palette, and then you'll answer the questions. So you'll answer these questions: what drew you to this palette, and why this color story? Sorry, back up. First, what the name of the palette is a warm palette, a cool palette, a monochromatic palette. What drew you to this palette? What's your favorite color on this palette? And what is your least favorite color on this palette? And you're going to do that for each, for 3 different palettes, okay? And then you're done. Obviously, you're not done until you like put your name on it, save it, all that good stuff, upload it, and then you'll just go back to the assignment. You will go back to the assignment and hit the submit button. Hit the submit button, sorry. Hit the submit button. You guys are seeing my version, so I don't have a submit button on mine. Hit the submit button on the top and upload your document, okay? Have fun. This website can be almost addictive, going through the color palettes, especially on the generator side, because things come up so random, so you really just don't have a choice on where you start, but you do have a choice on where you end, because like I said, if you click the shades here, you can change the shades. So maybe I would go here with this one, but it's all kind of fun stuff. And dive in, have a good time with it, and I can't wait to see what you create.